you know what? And he asked me what I was doing in India. Am I traveling? I said, I'm expanding a business. And this guy was uh, a pretty big landlord in Ludhiana, well-off guy. And I said, I'm expanding. Can we sit down sometime? I mean, I never met the guy. It was the first time. He says, sure. And I went to that person's home a few days later. I showed them the business plan, and I think I had a dish drop demo. I showed them, and they said, yeah, sounds good. Let's get started. Right there on the spot. And that leg today is several platinums, founder platinums in that leg today. Huge leg, right? You know, I mean, very huge leg, huge leg. I mean, that leg probably, that leg is probably, oh goodness, could be, you know, a crore, maybe a crore rupees a month turnover. Okay. And that was the first person I ever contacted. And trust me, when I first came to India for the business, my language, my Punjabi was just brutal. I think he signed up just out of pity, maybe. I don't know, but I think but he picked up a few concepts. He really understood a few things, and you know what, that leg and that person led me to incredible business, and that's why you always build depth, right? Okay, so at that time when we started the business, it was a new business. We couldn't show that much success. Okay, we gave literature packs a lot of times. Now the literature pack was actually very good. This was a good concept. You know why? Because let's say I showed someone the plan, I gave him a lit pack. Okay, because I gave him a lit pack, let's say I couldn't connect with him. The person said, I'm going out of town, I'm going out of station, maybe in end of the week, give me a call and then we'll get together. I couldn't fix the appointment with them, right? So if I missed him on the phone call, let's say I missed him once or twice, okay, and let's say I was in his neighborhood, I could always phone him or go by his home and say, listen, I'm just in your neighborhood, can I pick up my lit pack? So it actually gave me a reason to meet this individual again. I'm going to tell you something. That's a very key point, what I just explained to you. It gave me a reason, okay, to meet him again. Okay, right? So if I gave someone a lit pack, I also had a reason to drop by. If I missed him on the phone call or he got busy, I could just drop by. Hey, listen, I have my literature pack. And then we discussed the business. Okay. Now on Zoom, right? And this is why we're talking about a 1 hour process now, right? Instead of 2 to 7 days, because we don't have a lit pack, right? So if we got somebody on the meeting, we can get them started right away. Okay, so this is where we came from. Okay, this is how we started right here. 2 to 7 days. We showed the plan, gave them a lit pack. The kit was 4,400 rupees, etc., etc. Now, okay, the person attended an open meeting or attended a BBS. Okay, now that has changed, right? Okay, right. Now I'll tell you something. A lot of people say, we're now showing the plan on we're now showing the plan on Zoom. Okay, and we're now right in the midst of a digital transformation. It's called digital business. Okay, right? So under a digital business, how's things changed? Well, first of all, we can do the business in the confines of our own home. Okay, we can see the plan sitting in our drawing room. Okay, we can get all the education sitting at home. We can get registered sitting at home. We can learn the 4 basics and expand and build our business sitting at home, folks. Understand that. Everywhere in the world, like right now, I live in British Columbia, like Western Canada, okay? In the city, in Vancouver, everything is closed. They're thinking of opening up things next week, okay? The doctor's office is closed. Hospitals are open. Gas stations are open. Grocery stores are open, okay? Dentists are closed. They've been closed for 2 months. They're not even going to open next week. They need another month. And many dentists are losing $20,000, $30,000 every month in costs. Okay, lawyer offices are closed. Most corporate offices in downtown Vancouver They're not open. Many people are just working from home. Okay. Many of the people, I know many people in the corporate world and finance, they say that since a lot of their consultants and business people are working from home, that they don't need as much commercial office space. Commercial office space in Vancouver is at a premium. Downtown Vancouver is almost 98, 99% occupied. But now, after the circumstances that we're going through, a lot of the big businesses realize that they can have half their workforce just work from home on their home computers or laptops. Okay, so we're seeing a huge transformation in what's happening around the world. Okay, we're seeing a huge transformation in new industries, and you know what? We're also seeing, I will tell you something. Many businesses right now will not survive. Many small businesses, many restaurants, many hotels, many service industry related businesses like fitness gym. I belong to a fitness gym. It's 24-hour fitness. It's got a basketball courts. It's got, 30,000 square feet of weightlifting. It's got a racquetball court. It's got an indoor track upstairs. Amazing facility, 24 hours a day. Okay. Sometimes I go at 1 o'clock at night. It's a full basketball court, and they're playing full basketball 1 a.m. Many times I've been at that gym 1:30, and I've been playing basketball and then going home, and it's amazing, right? But guess what? Fitness gyms, they're all closed, right? And fitness gyms is a big business in North America, huge business, because pretty much everyone belongs to a fitness gym, right? Okay, so we're seeing a transformation of many, many businesses, and many people are worried. Many of the people that are in university or college at this time, they're in a second, third year, they have no idea what they're going to do with their life. Because whatever job or field they thought they were going into, it has been disrupted. Okay, so one of the things, right, about the digital business is it gives people an option. Right now, I remember discussing with Shiv a few days ago, and we were discussing, and he made a great point. He says, "Listen, people's dreams have been upended. They have no idea what to do because the future is so uncertain." So one of the things that when we show the plan is we offer people pretty much we can give them an alternative or solution to what they're looking for. And what a lot of people are looking for today is, peace of mind, being able to develop a business that'll be here for the future. Okay. Future proof and for the future. Does anyone future proof and for the future? Does anyone recognize that quote? That quote was someone sent me a video about a month ago. That quote was from a CNBC India interview with the CEO of Amway Corporation, Milan Pant, when he came to India. He was on CNBC India. And he says that Amway business is future proof and for the future. Okay. So I hope when you get these videos, pay attention, write down some notes, right? Okay. Now I watched that video a couple times, and I was really impressed with some of the things he was talking about. One of the things he talked about was that Amway Corporation has earmarked over $500 million US. That's over 3,500 crore for digitalizing the business. Right, was their main focus. And one of the things Milan Pant explained was since Amway is a private company, it's not a publicly traded company where every quarter you have earnings reports and the CEO is under pressure for, the share price has to go higher or lower, all that volatility. When you have a private company, the decisions they make, and Milan Pant, the CEO of Amway, said, when you have a private company, your decisions are based on a longer time frame. Amway looks at things 5 to 10 years down the road. Okay, understand that 5 to 10 years they're doing the planning. Okay, now, and I'll give you an example. About 3 years ago, Amway set up a research center in China. Okay, and this research center, it has about anywhere from 70 to 100 researchers are working on this. And what it is studying all of the Chinese medicines. Okay, and the Chinese medicines are based, on it's similar to Ayurveda, right? Ayurvedic practices. And one of the things Amway did was when they set up this research center, because Chinese medicines is a big business in the West, in Europe, in North America, because it has a lot of benefit. People are learning about Chinese medicines, just like they're learning about Ayurvedic medicines. It's a big business now, right? In fact, I'll give you, someone told me a statistic that 70% of the medical prescriptions in Germany are Ayurvedic. Isn't that interesting? Right? Think about it. The Germans are always advanced. They took many things from India thousands of years ago. They took Ayurvedic books actually a long time ago and created their own type of Ayurvedic as well. The Germans are very advanced in a lot of areas. Okay. But isn't it amazing that in India, we've gotten away from our traditional thinking, right? Traditional foods, and now we're just chasing, money is everything and materialism is everything, and we don't need, Ayurvedic, and it's amazing how the West, you go anywhere in the West, Europe, North America, Australia, how people are into spiritualism, how people, materialism doesn't mean that much, how Ayurvedic and these type of natural type of practices is big. And then you look at what India, middle class India is all about. We're completely reversed, right? In fact, many Indians, I know many foreigners that come to India, they know more about various religions and spiritualism than many Indians don't even have a clue. The only thing they know is what's on the TV and the cricket and the stupid shows and the new Bollywood movie. Like, who cares, right? Let's be honest. I mean, when you've seen one Bollywood movie, you've pretty much seen them all, right? Okay. But and so what does that tell you about India? That India is really missing many things. They're really thirsty for many things. Okay, right? So future-proof, Milan Pump. Okay, so the business we have today, okay, and I talked about this in my meetings now, is we got a business that is a 1 hour process. 1 hour process. Okay. What people are looking for is very critical. They want to be in a business that's going to be here in the future, that they can create. It's got financial stability, right? It's got a corporate leader that's been doing, Amway has been doing this since 1959. Okay. That's 61 years. They've paid out, if you go through the statistics, billions of dollars in bonus checks. I forget what the number was, 11 or 12 billion they've paid out, right? And are paying out every month to business owners all over the world, okay? So today we got a 1 hour process, okay? And in that 1 hour, we can invite someone, right? And there's many ways of inviting someone. And what I recommend is go through LYF. You can get it, LYF. You can get a download in Hindi or English, Launching Your Future. Sit with the person that, your upline and say, okay, what's the best way to contact somebody? Okay. Well, first of all, it depends how you know them. If they're close to you, you would talk to them as your friend. Listen, I'm expanding a digital business. It's got huge potential. Are you ever thought about doing something under the present circumstance? They go, yes, we need to do something. Okay, well, you fix a time. So, there's many ways. Like if you were to contact a professional, it's a different contact inviting. So there's many. You wouldn't talk to your best friend. Oh yes, this is the log all. Are you open-minded? You want to talk to them like an unknown person. There's different ways of contacting different people. So this all comes under something that you got to master, and that's why I explain self-mastery principle with Albert Bandura, 4 basics. So when we master the 4 basics, right, that sets up everything. Okay, so let's get the 1 hour process. So now, why can we do 1 hour process? First of all, everything is digital. Okay, we're going to see the business sitting at home. We can sign up sitting at home. We can order products sitting at home, and we can develop our network sitting at home. Okay, now What used to happen before? Okay. We used to show the plan 2 to 7 days. The kit was 4,400 rupees. There was a new business. We couldn't show much success. Now there's so much success all over India. Okay, 22 years in India. Look at the success. Look at the great thing about India, and this never happened in North America, is in India there's brand recognition. When you say Amway products, people say, man, the products are so good. No company can say that. No one can say when you mention XYZ company that they'll say, oh, the products are so good. The Nutrilite is amazing. Like people might not recognize the word Nutrilite. They might recognize, hey, the vitamins are amazing. That's what I hear. Or I tried them. Or many people say, I've heard the vitamins are amazing. You know, North America, you mention the word Nutrilite, they have no idea what you're talking about, right? They have no idea that the products, they have no idea because their approach was a little bit different. It was more system oriented approach, right? So the big advantage we have in India is incredible recognition for the quality of our products. Wherever you go, they say the products are amazing, right? Okay. And now we introduce a professional business, a digital business for the future, future proof and for the future. Okay. And we have to master the four basics. 1 hour process, we show the plan. Okay. Now, one of the things in the plan I'm gonna have to express is, and a lot of the things I discuss by discussing with leaders and getting their thoughts on things. Okay, because when you talk to the leaders that are in country like in India and building successful businesses, you're getting to the pulse. You always want to be close to the pulse of everything, so you understand what's going on. One of the things I will make it, I want to stress, okay, and I think it's very critical is when we're showing the plan, we can be very logical. Okay. Digital business, yes, that makes sense. Absolutely. Security, yes. Peace of mind, yes, we need it. Okay. Products, we do all the demos, yes, fantastic. Okay. Right. Everything is making sense. But did you know something? Do humans work on sense, common sense, or do they work on emotion? Like, ask yourself that. Okay. Before you got married, if someone explained to you this is what's going to happen when you got married, right? Right? They give you the logic. How many people would get married? Right? Probably less than we have now, right? Okay. But see, when people get married, that decision is an emotional decision. For some people, it works out very, very well. Okay. So when we're showing the plan, right, we can make all the logical sense. Okay. But unless we are able to establish what they're looking for, okay, what's important to them, right? Security is important to them. Like if you ask me, oh, I want security, I want a future for my children, I want security for my children, that becomes a big motivating factor. Dreams and goals. Okay. Now dreams and goals have changed. Like, I mean, honestly, if we're talking about dreams, about material things, and I never wasn't, listen, you know, the material things are fine, but anyone who's listened to my business presentations will realize that the main thing I used to always discuss with people is security, peace of mind, right? You gotta, like, right now, the people in Amway, I just talked to one of my leaders, big leader, he's out in Bokaro and Kolkata, and he said business is just amazing right now, right? Very successful leader, very young guy. Probably be these are the type of people who end up being the future of this business 10, 15 years from now, right? And because people are looking, listen, right now is one of the greatest times to ever build this business. The sponsoring rates are incredible. It's one of the highest sponsoring rates they've ever had. Okay, because people are looking. And people realize after 22 years, look at the success of Amway in India. Look at the opportunity they give us. They give us everything. They're giving us, as Srinivas said, immunity boosting products, essential products. Okay, They're giving us a digital platform, a digital business backed by a multi-billion-dollar corporation that's been in business for over 60 years around the world. Okay. I mean, it's as solid a corporate partner as you could ever imagine. Okay. Right. So we've got something great to offer people. And that's why when you are going through the four basics, and we all know what the four basics are, right? We all have an idea what the four basics are. This is what we have to master. When we all go through the four basics, the key thing is, right? I'm trying to get a new thing. Just give me 1 second. Last week doing something wrong. Okay. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pull up a new pad here. Okay. Let's go back before I lose my thought here. Okay. So one of the things we got to master is the four basics, the list building. Okay. Why are you going to even build a list? You're going to build a list if, you know, let me just pull up a new a sketch, a new slide here, and then we can just write this down. Be easier for everybody. Okay. All right. Yeah. Why couldn't I do that last time? That's interesting. Okay. Okay. So, four basics. All right. Okay. Number one, build a list. Okay. Who do you put on that list? Okay. Put on that list ambitious people that you think are looking for something. Okay. The people, now, what do most people do on a list? They put on the people that they think they need it the most. Oh, he doesn't have this, he doesn't have that, he needs it. No, it doesn't work that way. Okay. Ambitious people do something in life and nothing has changed. Okay. Just because someone needs it, yeah, well, people need a lot of things. They need common sense, they need a brain, they need opportunity. It doesn't work that way. Okay. Put it on people that you think that you respect. They're at your level. Okay. They're at your level that you respect. Okay. And offer them opportunity. Those are the people going to be very excited. Two, okay, contact and invite. Okay, master this. Contacting, inviting. LYF. Talk to different leaders in your team. How we can improve the contacting, inviting. You know what? You can't see everything that we do is going to come back to the four basics. Okay. Number three. 3 and 4 are together. Show the plan, show the product, get them started. Okay. Get them started. That's it. Okay. These are the things that we master. Okay. Show the plan. How do you show the plan? You don't even have to show the plan. Right? You guys are having, everyone's having almost a daily plan meeting. Okay. Now, you can have it individualized. Like you can say, okay, this guy is a professional. I'm going to show him the plan according to what a professional wants to, what's important to a professional. Everyone's got different things, right? Professional people, they want to have more time. They want to have an option other than what they're doing. So, you can cater it to people's different needs, right? Okay. So these are the four basics, right? Showing the plan and getting started is 3 and 4. Okay. Now, we can do that in showing the plan and getting someone started is really a 1 hour process. Okay. 1 hour process, not 10 days. There's no kit. There's no 4,400 rupees. It's a digital business. And you know what? I want to tell you something. When you have somebody, right, we can get them started right there. Okay. We get them in the process of getting started. Okay. That's what we're looking for. Right. Okay. Okay. When we used to show the plan before, we used to give a lit pack. You know what that literature pack allowed us to do? It allowed us to meet somebody again, right? Because we had to get our pack. We had to get our literature pack back from them, right? So when you have someone on Zoom and now you got to do a follow up, or let's say you wanna meet them again, you can't go to their house, right? You know what I mean? So you have them on Zoom. You can finish the entire process right there in a meeting. Help them, okay, right? So I think even on meetings, you could probably even just explain, okay, let's go to the website and walk you step by step and get them started. Okay. Now, how we do this process, right? With posture, professionalism, okay, and goals and dreams, that sets us up for how productive people are going to be. Okay, very critical point here, right? And I know I'm coming up to almost an hour here. We could be a few minutes over here. Very critical point. How we do the things in the beginning sets up our posture, the professionalism of the business, and the goals and dreams to how productive they're going to be. If you went in there explaining, oh, just listen for 10, 15 minutes and explain some rinky dink business instead of a digital business, instead of explaining, under all this economic upheaval that we've got a solution, right? And they have goals and dreams, yes. And you got to ask them questions, right? The great question is if having, income security is important to you, and the person goes, yes, it is. And then you ask them, why do you feel at this time it's very important? Well, we have uncertainty in our business, in traditional business. We have uncertainty in our job, and we're just confused, right? And let them, give them a few points of what this business can offer, right? So goals and dreams are very important. When we do that properly, we're going to get the results. Okay, right? So first impression is always the last impression. So how you contact somebody, how you show them a plan in the proper setting, that's how receptive they are to you. Why do we have to do that? Okay, we have to we got to understand. I'll tell you one thing in life, you always situational awareness. Understand the situation you are in. Remember on the first screen, what did I write? SA, situational awareness. Does anyone know? And I don't think anyone knows it unless they were in the military or Air Force. Situational awareness, how did that get started? Situational awareness, okay, SA they call it, started around the time of the Vietnam War, when the Americans were in Vietnam in late 60s, early 70s. And what they found was the Air Force was finding out they had these great pilots. These pilots are highly trained. I mean, it's very difficult to become a pilot. The selection process is very tough. And these pilots will be flying these, very expensive jets, today some of these jets they fly, the F-15, F-15 Eagle is probably a $25 million jet, right? So these are very expensive jets, and they find that somehow these jets were crashing. That the pilots would lose, maybe they got distracted and they would, crash their jet, whatever. So what the Air Force came up with was situational awareness. They had a special training for it. Okay, what is your situation right now? What is your surroundings? What is happening? Okay, how do you adjust this thing? So in life, you got to have situational awareness. In everything you do. In everything you do, have high situational awareness. Where are you? What's going on? Okay, how do we attack it? So what is our situational awareness right now? Right? People have a great fear and uncertainty of the future. Okay, so we give them a digital opportunity, a business that is future proof and for the future, and we show the success. And we ask them, what are you looking for? Yeah, I want some income security. I want a future for my family. I want to be involved in something. I don't want to invest, a crore rupees in a business and it's not going to be there. Okay, they're looking for that. Okay. Because many jobs, many professions, many businesses right now, man, they're all upset right now. I don't care what country. You can be in India, you can be in Europe, you can be in North America. There's lots of things that are just totally, people are worried about their future. Okay. But we've got a solution for that. And it's been the same solution for the last 61 years, except now the approaches change a little bit, right? We adapt, right? Because Amway's evolved. When Amway first started in 1959, it was mostly women selling products door to door. A housewife would get involved in the product and go sell some cleaning agent. And now you got professionals. Now you have networking. Now you have many things all over the world. The business evolved according to the technology. Okay. Now, situational awareness, very critical. Okay. Right. So one of the things that I forgot the point I was going to make here, but so understand where you are all the time. Okay. Talk about the products, immune booster. So there's many angles that we can increase the business. We offer them great products. We offer them opportunity, right? And here's the main thing. Okay. What we don't have today is we don't have live seminars. Okay. Right. So what is our situation? Well, when I analyze this, I look at it. See, before we used to take someone to a BBS. Now, do you all remember the first BBS you attended? Right? Or the first major function? Like, that's great. You go to a BBS in Delhi, the venue is great. There's thousands of people. The speakers are top notch. It's, because Delhi is a major center, so the top speakers will be there, and that really creates a lot of faith in people when they see that. Okay. They get very excited, right? They can feel the energy in the building. Okay. Right. And, as I said, this business really becomes an emotional decision. Okay. So what's our situation awareness now? We don't have the live seminars, right? Naturally, we don't have them. Maybe in the future we will have them. But for the time being, we don't have them, right? Under the current restrictions. Okay. So we have to make up for that, right? So a lot of times we think, you know what? How do we get this guy? We got to understand something, because we don't have the BBSs, right? Which were, a way of building the business, that we have to now adapt a little bit in our processes. We have to adapt. Okay. Right. So understand that. So developing people's goals and dreams for the future, it's like, it's like me and Shiv were discussing, and me and Shiv have been discussing these things for many, many years, because he's always been, and it's been a number of leaders in my business, Robbie, of course, and, we have guys in Bombay we discuss, and Pradeep in Lucknow, Harsh. There's been a number of people, they've always been thought leaders. Okay. They've always had a way of looking at things, and they always had great insight. And you as a leader, right, have always got to be open to great insight. You want to be great, surround yourself with people that have good insight on many things, and make sure you have insight. If you don't have insight, you're just blind, right? So we don't have the live seminars anymore. Okay. So now we got to really be able to get people's goals and dreams out, because that's what's going to fuel them. Right? That's what's going to make them productive. That's what's going to make them, right, go to the next step. Okay. So that's something that we're working on. We will end up perfecting this process, right? Okay. It'll get better and better, right? This is only May. It's just like Amway, Amway right now, India, about 80 to 85% of the locations in India are starting to get now a regular type of delivery for products. Not, there are some hot spots. I know, because I get messages from certain groups and areas that, but they're getting better. It was better than what it was in April. They're going to improve. And I think from the feedback I get is in June, things will get even better in terms of delivery. So even they're adapting. Everyone is adapting to the new situation. Okay. So situational awareness. When people have their goals and dreams identified, They're going to be more receptive. They're going to be more productive. Guess what? That has never changed. That has never changed. Even when we had the functions and seminars, when people never had their goals and dreams identified, they never really did anything in this business. And the other reason was just plain being lazy, right? But if people don't have goals and dreams identified, they'll never do anything in life. Okay. Well, then someone asked me a question one time. Well, then why did they do their jobs? I said, very simple. It's called fear. Fear is actually bigger than most people's dreams. And that's why a lot of people don't chase their dreams, because their fear is always bigger. Like they don't get into traditional business because the money's too much. They have to spend a crore. So the fear is always bigger, right? So that's what they do. People want to feed their family. So that fear of not having a job or doing a business, that's what runs them. It's not really a dream sometimes. It's just fear. Fear the wife's going to beat them up or something, right? Right? Can anyone relate to that? Maybe, right? Okay. So those are some of the key points, right? Now, I probably missed a few other points, but I don't want to. We're at about a 1 hour mark, and what I believe is I don't believe in marathon trainings, right? Because after it's what time is it now? It's getting pretty. It's about 10 o'clock in India, and Saturday, and but I think if we want to, I'm going to go back to, if we want to discuss some other points, I'll go back to my host and Srinivas as well. See, what's interesting. Let's take a look at India. What's happening now? Okay, right. Look at all the people, and we had this discussion, and Shiv discussed this, a week ago with me. We were discussing what's happening in India, right? By the way, I talk to people every day in India. I talk to 3, 4 people almost daily. I mean, 2, 3 almost on a daily thing, and not just the business, but just the economy and what is happening just in general. Okay, and you look at all these people returning from the Gulf. 2 lakh workers returning from the Gulf. They lost their jobs. Their visas expired in the Gulf. Many of those people were never even paid, right? Many of those people never got a last paycheck because the people they work for, they know, that job's not going to exist in the future. We're not even going to pay them. So all those people came back. Okay. So those people's dreams are broken. Okay. Right? Because now they're coming back to India and they have an uncertain future, right? Just like many businesses. I mean, I talk to people in business. Listen, I know a lot of people. Forget Amway business. I mean, I know a lot of people outside of Amway business in major businesses in North America, in England, in Europe, in India. I talk to a lot of people all the time. I've got a lot of friends, and we discuss many things about business. Okay. A lot of businesses have just been upended. Like you look at all these migrants, like you look at all these people from the Gulf that are coming back. You look at the students, you look at people that their business has been upset. I mean, a lot of people, they need what we have to offer. We have a solution. So you have to make yourself great. You have to become a thought leader. You have to self-master these 4 basics. You have to be professional. You have to offer them something and offer to help them, offer guidance. Say, listen, I can work with you. We can build this business on Zoom. Okay. Now, what are the advantages of Zoom? We had one person, he was sitting, I forget what town he was in, what city he was in, but he sponsored 2 people in one afternoon. And they were both 1,000 kilometers away. One person he sponsored in Mumbai. The other person he sponsored in Gurgaon. I forget exactly. He was just telling me. And he's sitting more than 1,000 kilometers from each place. And he was in South India. Okay. And he says, in one afternoon, I didn't have to go to Bombay. I sponsored my friend. And the person in Gurgaon was already involved. He might have been involved earlier, many years ago. And he goes, I didn't have to go there. I just showed them on Zoom, And I said, listen, you can do the same thing. And they were so excited. They go, yeah, let's do it. Okay. So we've got something to offer people, right? Like right now, many people, it doesn't cost anything to get involved in the business. So doing things properly, you know, is very critical, right? Like, I mean, I think the latest news was Uber fired 3,400 workers in a 3 minute Zoom call. 3 minute Zoom call. They never even had the decency. I've been talking for an hour, right? I mean, Uber didn't have the decency more than 3 minutes, right? Of course, they wanted to get off the call as fast as possible. People are probably swearing at them, right? Okay, so understand we got to master these four basics. Now, there's many minutia. I don't have time today to get into all the the, the exact points, but maybe at a later time we can get into the exact points. Right? This is just the what I did today was just the foundation. Now I'm going to add something here because I don't want to take up too much time. If you are building this business, okay, and you don't understand certain concepts and you need help, the person you're working with, just call them and say, listen, how can I improve this? Okay, right? Send a message to your upline, right? However, you can contact them. Okay, master this process, right? Because right now, you know, listen, we have the solution. Like people, you build a proper founder platinum ship, okay? You build a proper founder platinum ship. You're looking at, that's 12 to 15 lakh a year, okay? That's not bad income, right? That's pretty good income, okay? So that's all you got to build it to, right? Go founder emerald. You double, triple that, right? Okay. So even in this business, right? Unless you're a founder, like your first goal, listen, you get in the business, you're at 9%. Your goal now is to go silver. Okay. You go silver, not by September, but set a goal for January, right? Everyone that's 9 or 12% by January, February can qualify as a silver, right? I don't recommend really you go by September because, I mean, you need time to build that network, right? Now, if you're a silver, what's your goal? Okay. September, go platinum, founder platinum for the next fiscal year. Okay. That'll get you founder platinum, 14, proper structure, 3, 4 legs, 14, 15 lakh a year. That's pretty good income, right? Now, what's your goal of founder platinum? Emerald and founder emerald, right? And you can talk to some of the founder emeralds in your team, right? We have founder emeralds. In fact, I know Amway shared this with me. We have 3, 4 founder emeralds in our business that are some of the top 10, 15, 20 highest earning founder emeralds in India. We got 3, 4 of them in our business, right? We got 2 in the top 6 or 7. Okay, right? 2 or 3 in the top 10, I think. Anyways, Amway sends me some data once in a while. I look at it, you know, whatever it is, right? Okay. So you don't even have to, I mean, like diamond, forget diamond. Like unless you're a founder emerald, like if you're not a founder emerald, your goal is not diamond. You know what I mean? If you're founder emerald, the next step logically is diamond, right? But your goal, founder emerald, you have 4 founder platinum Q12 legs, man. You're making a lot of money, right? And you're not going to have that pressure. And mind you, right now restrictions are lifting. Things eventually are going to get back very good for us. How long it takes, it could take a few months, could take several months, right? But eventually we're going to have somewhat of a normal life one day. Okay, so have hope in that, right? If I look at Amway business, I've been the founder emerald for many years in India. In fact, I qualified founder emerald in under 4 years. And when I came to this country, I knew one person. Okay, and that person was the next door neighbor to Robbie Manny. That was 44 Club Road. Robbie's at 45 Club Road. Now, I don't want to give out his address and everyone will be writing them. People don't write anymore. They send, they just phone people. But, Dr. Pushup Brar, right, who I had met many years earlier when I was young, and my mother and I had first come to India. And, he's like a distant relative, right? And me and Pushup actually we had a bond from day one. We also share the same birthday and everything. And he said yes, and that opened the door. And then Robbie got sponsored, and Robbie used to come over in the morning. I want to get a kit right now. I mean, Robbie used to beg for a kit, right? And Push-Up goes, look at Robbie. He's here first thing in the morning. Man, the guy's hungry. Robbie used to beg for a kit. Give me a kit. I'm ready to get a kit. Here's my money. Where's my kit? You know, the people that want to do something, they're going to do something in their life. That's what I talk about. The people don't want to do something. They want to sit around, watch the stupid Indian, gossip shows and the ZTV news, polluting your mind. People don't want to think. They want other people to think for them. Oh, I don't need to think. That'd be dangerous, right? Okay. The people that want to do something in their life, they're going to do it. Bottom line. Okay. And that's what I always say. And I think I had a talk with Srini Voss a few days ago. I go, listen, when you saw the plan, did you go to bed at night thinking of, I'm going to give my little Vikram a Nutrilite Kids in the morning? I'm going to be, you didn't, most people, they went to bed, they saw this plan, and you know what they thought? They thought what I was thinking. God damn it, I'm going to get filthy rich from this. That's what they were thinking. You didn't think about, oh, I get to give my little Vikram a Nutrilite Kids in the morning. I get to give him a little bit of protein shake. You weren't thinking about that. You saw the plan, man, I'm going to beat this system. I don't need to be working for 40, 45 years to have nothing. I can create a huge digital business and become successful in the next 2 to 5 years. That's what you're thinking. That's what the dream's about. That's what emotion is always about. Understand that. That emotion takes you to the next level, bottom line. Okay? You don't have it, you don't make it. Right? Why do you think the Indian Army is so successful? Well, very simple. There's called 2 regiments, the Punjab Regiment and the Sikh Regiment. Well, when they're fighting the Chinese at the border, those Chinese are robots, man. They got no God. They're communists. They can't beat these people. Those people have so much energy and Fateh Chakdo, man. They're not going to beat those people. Impossible. The mindset is already for victory. And I love talking about the military because I come from military background. My grandparents from World War II, from the military, everything. I love it. Right? In fact, me and Shiv, I always send them videos of Normandy. They have the V-Day, the D-Day functions in France. In fact, I want to go on the next one where they show all the American, they have the World War II tanks come out and stuff. It's quite amazing, the history. History and war teaches you a lot of things, right? About the human spirit. So make sure you have some enthusiasm, right? I was watching the end of that open meeting and very enthusiastic, right? Very, you got to have that spirit. That spirit makes you successful. Logic is good, but man, I tell you what, it's like, when you're on that trip in Bali, right? You got the 5-star resort and staying at those resorts is really fun. You go there in the afternoon, you're sitting poolside, you're sitting by the pool, and beyond the pool is the beach, right? You got a drink with an umbrella in one hand, and you got a magazine in another hand, and you got to have sunglasses on because they're all foreigners there. You don't want to be caught like typical Indian staring at somebody. You got to have your Ray-Ban sunglasses on, right? You sit there for a couple hours. Now it's dinner time. You go back to your room. It's a beautiful room. You take a shower. You get dressed. You go to the fancy restaurant with your family and meet other friends. I mean, that's I can even feel the air, the warm tropical air on my skin because when you go to those resorts or you go to the Lila Resort in Goa, and the same thing, right? I mean, that's what you got to visualize. Now, how do you get there? Right now, you need a vehicle to get there. You need a vehicle to get to your dreams. Okay, so there's a few other topics I want to cover, but I don't want to take too long. We're already over the time limit. I'm going to go back to the host, my host, and I think if he has a few questions, we can cover a few questions, then I'm done. Okay? So let's do that. Okay, back to the host.
Wow, that's an amazing session. How many people have crystal clear vision right now? Super section. This was much needed for everyone. We learned a lot. We have made, all these notes My voice is clear, I hope. Clear?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can.
That's wonderful, and thank you, sir. And we want this kind of session very frequently. If you have given time once in 15 days or once in a month, that would be a biggest boost for our team. And we can take few questions if anybody wants to quickly ask few questions. Then we can wind up after that. Anybody? Ambuj is raising hand. You can unmute him.
Why don't they just write down the question?
Please go ahead.
Just write it in. You know, we don't have to take every question. Just take a couple questions. You can write it in the chat.
Go ahead, Ambuj.
Hello, sir. This is Ambuj, and I hope I am audible.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. I had attended your last session on YouTube link that was available with Robbie sir's meeting, and I was very excited about this 1 hour process, and I have been working on it also for last 1 week. And not exact questions, but I just want. I hope that one day we will get some glimpse of how to show that 20-30 minutes of that digital presentation, because we are doing something, and it's always a chance to perfect it. So if we get to one more opportunity where we get in the details, like how you would like to go about it, that will give a wonderful insight for us.
Okay, with the process, listen, there are a bunch of people have made some plans on PowerPoint. Okay, so you can get that. I think I believe Robbie Manny has come up with a few things. I think a few leaders have. So you can get that, and perfection. Listen, we don't really perfect anything. This business, I will tell you something. This business is more of an art form than a science. Okay. Right. So there are PowerPoints there. We can go through them. And the main thing is understanding why we're doing what we do. Okay. Now, I hope you understand how we got to the 1 hour process, how we started in the beginning, right? 2 to 10 days. The kit was 4,400 rupees. It was a new concept. People had a million questions. What if the company runs off with their money? What is this? I don't understand it. The usual stuff. And today, because of the digital business, right? The advantages of being a digital business. You can see, I will tell you something. A lot of times I would have a prospect in India, right? Or a good friend of mine or somebody I met, and I would actually give them away to a leader. I said, listen, this is a friend of mine. I don't want to sponsor him because I can't really help him physically, but he's in your area. Why don't you sponsor them? And they would sponsor them, right? Today, I don't need to do that because on Zoom, I can just teach anybody, right? You know what I mean? So it's an advantage. Like people are sitting in Bangalore. I was talking to one leader, and they sponsor a few people around India, and they said we just did it sitting in our home. And the person was waiting for me to show him the plan, like 2, 3, 4 months. He's been waiting for me. If I come back to, the home state, I'm going to show him the plan. But now I showed him on the Zoom. So there are many things you talk to, your team leaders about that. But the main thing is the mindset, why we want to do it. Very critical. Okay. And I think we got a lot of advantages. We got huge advantages right now. Like I said, the sponsoring rate is one of the highest rates that Amway India has seen. It's like I was talking to a very big leader in India about some of the sponsoring rates, and it's some of the highest they've seen, and it's going to get higher. It's really, I will tell you something right now. You get somebody on a plan, you should be signing up like 70-80% of the people, right? And if not, then we're just not. See, everything we do is going to fall back to 4 basics. Then we just contact the right people, right? Okay. So hopefully that helps. I can't, at another meeting, we could probably go into a lot more details on it. But you're on the right path. I like, see, I can tell just from your voice, uh, the enthusiasm and the conviction you have in this business. It's so evident when people speak. You can pick it up right away, and that's something that's contagious, right? So, they have that old saying, and your life moves in the direction of your most dominant thoughts. And I will repeat that. Your life moves in the direction of your most dominant thoughts. Okay. So it's very good. But there are some PowerPoints. I think Srinivas will have a better idea on that, what's there. And, they also, just, I'll tell you something. Don't confuse yourself with too many things. Just do the simple things that are working. A lot of simple things are working. Simple plans, simple concepts, they're working, they work 100%. So don't get over confused and having something don't make things complicated. Don't make them too fancy. Simple things are going to work. Okay. All right. Any more questions?
Oh, absolutely right. Fantastic, fantastic. Anyone else? One more question.
We can take a couple more. We can take a couple more if you like. Whatever you want, we can do. That's fine.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Rajniji, you want to ask the same? No? Pritesh, I can see you. Great. Anybody else? I think, okay. So we'll have another session with a lot of things. Probably we can give some questions, some kind of queries. We can discuss. Anybody else?
What we can do next time, what I suggest next time is we can take questions beforehand, before the meeting, and just have them, like we'll take whatever, 5, 6, 7 questions. People can send in a question, and then we can address those. Like we'll have the questions before, we can read out the question, then address certain aspects around it, right? But like I said, you know what? The main thing is, see, what I like about your approach, Srinivas, is when you and your wife talk, right? You're authentic, okay? And that's what counts, right? Like when your wife, like I caught the last few minutes of your wife speaking, and man, she's got so much passion for this business, and that's what people pick up, right? I will tell you a secret. When I built the business, people didn't understand my language, right? But I tell you one thing they understood. When they looked at me, they realized, man, this guy is solid. This guy he believes what he's doing. They might not have understood the plan. They didn't even understand my Punjabi. They didn't understand anything. But when they look at you and they see someone that's solid, they're going to follow. And you know what? In the beginning, you needed that. It was a new business. Today, you don't. Today, you need it, but I mean, the business is proven, right? So there's many more aspects of it. So the main thing was that you don't want to change, like whatever's working, you keep working it. You're successful. You have a successful business. We keep working it, but we just improve our process. We can fine tune our process. In fact, every day in our life, we get up and we try to figure out how we're going to improve ourselves. So there's many areas. Personal area, we improve ourselves. In our professional business area, we improve ourselves. And this business is really both. It's our personal area and the business area. They kind of work together, right? So I think we can go more in depth in other things. I will tell you that Albert Bandura, self-efficacy, look into it. The self-mastery principle, these are in fact, the person that introduced me to this principle, I'm involved in some other Zoom calls with a group out of New York, and the person, he runs a very successful hedge fund. He's probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And he invited me to a private meeting. And on that meeting, there were 15, 20 people, and all these people had incredibly high net worth. They were very successful business people, very wealthy people that discussed many principles that they applied in their life that made them incredibly successful, people that were worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's where I got the Albert Bandura from. It was not related to our business, but it was about very, maybe the top 0.1%, 0.1 of 1% people, their net worth, those type of people. I was invited by a dear friend of mine who runs a successful hedge fund, very successful person for many, many years, invited me to a few of these private business calls. And that's where I picked it up from. Okay. So that Albert Bandura, and I got many notes. I've got a whole hour session on that, and it was very, let's say, it just awakened me to incredible insight, and I got to hear from some very, very successful people. All right, so that Albert Bandura, that's some very fascinating things there. So there's a lot of stuff here, but just remember one thing. And what I looked at Srinivas and what they're doing was they're keeping it simple, they're authentic, they're excited, and guess what? Every day they're doing something. Remember that. Every day, take a step towards building your business. You might not be at their level in the activity they're doing, but you know what? Every day you can add a new name to your list. Every day you can contact somebody. Every day you can make yourself better. If you're not at the level of contacting somebody every day, that's okay. Add a new person on your list. Take a step forward in accomplishing your goals. And that's the key thing. Don't judge yourself. Oh, that person's doing so much. Don't worry about it. You take your own steps, right? One of my biggest things when I came to this country was, how do I show the plan in Punjabi? I had to learn it. How do I contact people? How do I talk to people? Man, I'm doing it in English, man. I'm an NRI. They're saying, what's wrong with this guy? So many things you pick up. Now, I didn't think I was at a disadvantage because I knew I could. My self-efficacy belief was so high, I knew I could do it, right? And then when you talk to people, I was so 100% solid on it, they followed you. They didn't understand the plan, but they followed you. Okay, so just remember that. Keep things simple and take a step towards your goal every day. Okay, just remember that. One step every day. Okay, so Srinivas, I think every 15, 20 days we can definitely get together, go deeper into the topics. Of course, these meetings are 9% and above, or I'm going to do or even silvers and above, right? Whatever it is, we're going to have. They're not for new people. They're going to be for people that are building the business. There'll be certain, we'll go 9% or even 15% or silver, whatever it is. But they're going to be for people that are definitely building it, and we're going to take the discussion even deeper. And I think as leaders, we need to have a deeper foundation, a bigger and broader foundation. So I'm a little bit over my time here, but I'm done. And thank you for inviting me. It was a pleasure sharing, and I look forward to hearing people's feedback and how they're applying it into their business in the coming weeks. Okay?
Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you. Take care.
Things will happen and we'll get deep into, because we have many serious business builders who are doing many things right. They are just waiting. This session will give them a lot of boost and inspiration, and many more pin breaks will happen. You will see things are happening, things are moving very fast, and we'll capitalize this situation, and all to all the people listening this session carefully, making notes and applying in their business would be great. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Thank you, both of you. You guys are doing great, and thanks for inviting me. And we look forward to sharing in the future. Okay, thank you. Stay safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.